thinking more and more that the next time I do teach it, I may just get them right on 2 over 1, because it really does simplify your auctions. It is so nice to be able to set up that game force on that first round of bidding. But it's still, it's not perfect, and there are going to be, you know, some sequences where, you know, you're going to have a bit of a problem. So, all of that makes sense?
Yes.
All right, let's look at a couple more examples. And again, this is going to be one of the situations where a slam try could be really easy or it could be really difficult. All right, so we're starting another 2 over 1 that looks similar. So we open a heart, and partner gives us a 2 over 1, so we're going to game. And now we have an opponent who has decided it's time to try and mess things up for us and get in there with a 3-spade preempt. Okay, well, opener, this puts you under a little bit of pressure, eating up your bidding space. And so one of the questions that Woolsey asks is, opener, if you bid 4 diamonds at this point, are you showing slam interest?
No, I think you want to go to 5
Not at that
diamonds.
point.
So what other options might have been available to you? Well, you could pass, right? I mean, partner gets another bid. You may have nothing to say about your hand, right? I mean, if you don't have a spade stopper and you didn't have support for partner's diamonds, you don't have rebiddable hearts at this level. You know, you could have a big long heart suit. You might bid your hearts again. If you had a 2-suiter with hearts and clubs, you might bid 4 clubs at this point. Would just be natural, right? Because now keep in mind here, you and partner have not agreed where you're playing this, right? I mean, we just started our 2 over 1 and then they got in the way. So you might pass if you had nothing to say about your hand, particularly if you had a minimum opening. You might double. Double, I think, would be more penalty oriented here. And it would say, they made a bad preempt. This is a bad idea. We might actually want to forego our 2 over 1 and just defend 3 spades double. So, but you would probably want to have decent spades to do that. They'd be well positioned, right? You'd be over the spade bidder. So if you had, you know, ace queen or king, even like king jack 10 or king queen or something, if you had what looked like a couple sure trump tricks, you might want to defend. But unless your spades are pretty good, you're probably not that interested in defending. But that is certainly possible. You could also, if you had a spade stopper and you didn't think you were going to get rich defending, maybe the opponents did this at favorable vulnerability, and you were worried that you couldn't set 3 spades enough, you might just go ahead and bid 3-no yourself, right? If you had a spade stopper. Because if your right-hand opponent has the long spades and you have a spade stopper, your partner probably can't bid 3-no, right? Your partner might have a singleton or small doubleton or something like that. So it could be a now or never situation for your 3-no. It's like, well, we need to do this. I need to do this now, or we're not going to get to 3-no. We might get to the wrong game. So, you know, these are all other options for you, and you didn't exercise any of those. So Woolsey says, and I agree, that if you bid 4 diamonds here, you should have at least slight slam interest. Yeah.
But if you don't have a spade stopper, you're still looking at diamonds, not slam, diamond game.
But you can pass because your partner gets another bid, right? And you can see if your partner could bid 3-no. And then if your partner can't bid 3-no, you might go back and support the diamonds later, right? You're going to get another chance to bid, right? If you pass, this is gonna come around to your partner, and your partner is going to do something, because they already set up a game for us, right? Your partner's not gonna sell out the 3 spades. So, and that's fine. You know, with a lot of minimum hands, you probably would just pass and let partner make the next call. Remember, partner hasn't denied heart support, right? How do you know partner doesn't want to bid 4 hearts next? So you can pass that around, right? So if you go ahead and take a call in direct seat, and that is a raise of partner's suit that bypasses 3-no, you don't have to have strong slam enters, but I think you want to tell partner right now, and remember, your left-hand opponent might get involved also, right? Your left-hand opponent might raise this to 4 spades to be a nuisance. Well, now is the time to tell partner about your good diamond support. I mean, what if you're sitting over there with what if you have a singleton spade and ace jack 4th of diamonds? Wouldn't you want partner to know that you had a really good dummy for diamonds? So yeah, now or never.
Wait a minute. What, where's your now or never? If your left-hand opponent bid 4 spades?
Well, what I'm saying is
then
if you were suggesting that we need to bid 4 diamonds,
As a game try.
that we want to show partner diamond support without necessarily making a slam try. But I think you have. I think you're saying that you would at least. We're not trying to say that you have strong slam enters, I guess is what we're getting at. I think what you're saying is you could even have the right minimum. What if I give you a hand that looks something like this? You would open that hand to heart, right? And then the auction proceeds this way. So when 3 spades comes around, what would you do? I mean, you could say, well, I just have 13, I just have a minimum, I don't have a spade stopper, I'm definitely not bidding 3-no. I don't want to double because I don't have a hand that wants to penalize spades. What do you do with this hand? I hope you're bidding 4 diamonds. Go ahead and tell partner about the diamond fit. Now, if partner had good spades and would have bid 3-no next, yeah, you have taken that option away. On the other hand, I mean, partner's got a full opening hand over there, right? And these hands fit together very well because you have a singleton in the opponent's suit, you have good controls, you've got good diamonds. Outside the diamonds, you have the ace of hearts and the king of clubs, good controls. I can construct some fairly minimal game forces that partner would have that make 6 diamonds here, where maybe you lose a spade and that's it. So I would freely bid 4 diamonds with that hand. And you might say, well, but that's 13, that's not a slam try. You're telling me that this is no. I'm just saying you would. That's the kind of hand I think you would. If partner were interested in slam, I think you would want to cooperate with a slam try because of the good fit, the good controls, and the singleton in the opponent's suit. Does it make more sense?
Yeah.
Kind of describe it that way. So.
And if partner bids 3-no?
Well, if you bid 4 diamonds, partner can't now.
4 diamonds, I mean 4-no, sorry.
I mean, 4-no is presumably key card for diamonds at this point. So. Then partner doesn't. I mean, why wouldn't I believe partner has a slam try? The opponent's preempted, right? 3 spades should be a weak hand with a fistful of spades. So partner could very well have a slam
The
try.
4 diamonds
Yeah.
eliminates a no trump.
Well, so,
Four diamond, yes. I mean, at the time that you bid 4 diamonds, yes, you have made a decision that has removed 3-no from your side. But I feel with this kind of hand, we might have a diamond slam, and maybe diamonds is the better game than no trump anyhow, right?
why wouldn't it be possible that partner would be saying, like, I know we said we had a game, but now they're messing with us, and can we make 5? It's so hard to make 5. Could partner possibly interpret the 4 diamonds like, we knew we had game, but can we go up to the 5 level? As an invitational bid. would someone?
Well, I mean,
else-
but I mean, we're already in a game force, so, you know.
So you're
I
saying
mean,
it doesn't matter
partner,
if we're
partner,
not-
yeah,
Okay.
partner made that decision when they started with two diamonds.
Okay.
Partner said, I mean, remember, partner's two diamonds as your 2/1. Partner committed to game, not even knowing if you could support diamonds, right?
Even at the 5/0.
Right? Yeah. I mean, you know, but and you have a good fit. So, and while we know that two diamonds could be a 4-card suit, in practice, it's a 5-card or longer suit more often. So we probably have a really good diamond fit. But this is a hand that, you know, I am willing to live with going past 3 now.
And you don't wanna just go to 5 diamonds on your own, cause partner might have intended to just go to bid 4 hearts.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to go to 5 diamonds,
Yeah.
because partner may take you back to hearts. Remember, if partner has something like king third of hearts, they would start with the game 4. So, yeah, so I wouldn't want to take away 4 hearts from our side. So 5 diamonds would be a bad choice. 5 diamonds would also make it impossible for partner to probe intelligently for slam, with slam interest. So, you know, just a nice, easy 4 diamonds. I said sometimes you don't, you know, no reason to overcomplicate things, you know, just make what looks like the most sensible, natural bid. Okay? 4 diamonds looks pretty good to me. Now, here's the distinction that Woolsey draws, and this is where you could run into the problem. What if you actually have a big, long, self-sufficient heart suit? And you might have wanted to bid 4 hearts even if partner didn't make a 2/1, but certainly if partner's making a 2/1, you do want to bid 4 hearts. Slamish or not slamish, the 4-heart bid?
Not slam.
Not slamish, right? Partner's probably going to pass most of the time. Unless it turns out, you know, like I said, unless partner actually had a heart fit and was going to support you later and said, oh, really? You can bid 4 hearts on your own and I didn't even get a chance to show my king third of support? Well, in that case, maybe you have a heart slam and partner can take control. But this is very difficult because this is an offer to play, right? This is one of those weird distinctions where we said 4 diamonds suggested slam interest. 4 hearts doesn't say anything about slam interest. So the upshot is that on this auction, you can't make a slam try in hearts without going above 4 hearts. Somebody is either going to have to key card or Q bid or something like that that is going to take you above 4 hearts. You can't bid 4 hearts to play and show slam interest at the same time. That's the tricky thing about this.
So if the responder could have slam interest, it would be up to them to key card or something.
Yeah, I mean, you could, you know, again, if you just have a more minimum on your values with a bunch of hearts, you're just gonna bid 4 hearts, and then if partner can take control if they want to. The harder part is, you know, what if you've got like a solid 7-card heart suit and a couple of outside cards, and you're like, all right, well, partner game force, and I've got a really good hand over here. You know, then how do you make your slam try? I mean, in theory, you might be able to get away with doing something different, like, I mean, you might key card off of partner's suit. What if you were to go ahead and bid 4-0 here? What would 4-0 be?
Diamonds.
Key card for diamonds, right? That's the only thing that
Yeah.
would make sense?
Yeah.
Because partner hasn't supported your suit, and this is your first chance to bid. I mean, if your hearts are solid, you don't need to key card off of hearts, do you? Right? If you had 7 hearts to the ace, king, queen, you don't need a response from partner that tells you about the king of hearts or the queen of hearts, right? So in theory, you might be able to key card off of diamonds and then place the contract in 6 hearts, and partner would figure out what was going on. We don't always necessarily play in a final contract of a suit. Sometimes we realize, hey, we can key card off a suit, but then as long as we're not in any trouble here, I'm gonna bid 6-0, or, you know, whatever it is, or 6 of my own suit. So that is a possible approach to some of these hands. So.
And sometimes key carding is better than
cubiting because you're not showing the opponents where you're.
Maybe, but but remember, if it's your hand, I don't think you're not as worried. If you're thinking about slam, about the only thing that you're concerned about, at least as far as if your opponents have gotten into the auction, about your only concern is you don't want to have two quick losers in their suit. That's your biggest concern. You would hate to have a hand that had like 11 easy tricks, but the opponents are going to cash two winners on the go. Beyond that, I don't think you worry too much if you're making a slam try about information that you're conveying to your opponents, because you're saying, we may have the goods and we may belong in slam, and when you do belong in slam, then probably not much the opponents can do about it. So as far as giving the defense information. All right. Okay, erase this. I want to look at one more that's a little bit of a similar theme, and then we'll. And if anybody has to hop into the other room, but do what you need to do. Don't worry. This one is on page 205 in Language Abridged. And again, this is going to be one of those situations where it doesn't necessarily look like you're up against a difficult task, but so you open a heart.
As opposed to no trump.
Yeah, why is that?
All right, you tell me. Why are you opening a heart and not a no trump?
Not balanced?
When we looked at the hand before, you're 5-4-2-2. It's not a crime to open a no trump with two doubletons, especially when you have honors in both doubletons. But if you remember the hand we looked at before,
Yeah.
what was the big problem with failing to open a no trump?
It wasn't majors.
Because they were in the minors.
Rebid, right?
Rebid.
The question was, if we opened a heart
Four in the major.
and partner bid a spade, we didn't have a rebid. If the opponents aren't involved in this auction and you open a heart and partner bids a spade, do you have a rebid problem? No, you're bidding two diamonds next, right? That's the difference. You don't have a rebid problem. You have a second suit.
But you aren't telling your partner how many points you have when you open.
So if the auction starts a heart, a spade, two diamonds, partner's not going to pin